Hello, everybody. Joseph Reed here with Singing News Radio, Singing News TV, and Singing News Magazine. You may be watching this on Singing News TV, or maybe you're listening to it on the radio network, or you clicked an email link, maybe on social media. We thank you for joining us. And of course, we always offer the best in Southern gospel music. Been the voice of Southern gospel music since 1969. Now, today I'm very excited to welcome a very special guest from Victory Nutrition International. We've said that name many times here on the radio network, especially VNI is what we call it. I have Jeff Hooks with VNI with me. Jeff, how are you, brother?
I am doing great, Joseph. Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Well, VNI has, Jeff, just a remarkable story rooted in faith and really a commitment to helping people live healthier and fuller lives. And we're partnering with them to bring their mission of health, hope, and abundance to our entire Singing News community. Jeff, this is a very important topic to me. Over the past 2.5 years, I've lost 150 pounds with fitness and nutrition. And so the research I've done on VNI has been exceptional, and I believe in this product. So I want to dive in here because I know that I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I do appreciate you being here with us today. Tell us a bit about the background of VNI, Jeff.
Absolutely, Joseph. My pleasure. And again, just such a privilege to be here. And we're so excited about this collaboration, this partnership with the Singing News family. And so the foundation of our company, we're a little over 11 years old. Our founder, Bill Downs, Bill and Kim Downs, husband and wife team. Bill's background is as a biochemist, formulator, researcher. And his background in the industry, he pioneered some of the category creating ingredients in the world of nutrition, including coral calcium and OPC grapeseed extract in the 90s. And the catalyst, the vision for VNI, and this is before Jeff Hooks joined the family and joined the team, was to create a different kind of company. And to make a long story short, Joseph, Bill saw that a lot of companies and brands he was working with, there are some good companies and good brands, obviously, but the vast majority, from Bill's experience, were not delivering on the promise to the consumer. And that might be because of a inferior formulation. It might be because of inferior ingredients. You know, you can have a great recipe, but if your ingredients are not fresh and not what you need, then the meal and the menu is not going to work out right. So he had a vision for creating a different type of a business. That was the catalyst, a different type of a brand, and that was the catalyst for the launch. Soft launch in 2013, official launch of our company and brand and products in January of 2014.
Okay, man. And you guys have been up and running. Now, the story of VNI growing among the Amish and Mennonite communities is fascinating to me. How did these communities influence the development and trust in your products, Jeff?
Well, the great question. The Plain People community. Bill grew up and spent some of his youth in and around Lancaster, Pennsylvania area,
Mhm.
and so his dad, being a very strong leadership development shepherd, knew the work ethic of the Plain People's communities, the Amish and Mennonite, et cetera. And so Bill spent summers working. In fact, one summer he lived with an Amish family and learned a work ethic at a very early age, early in his teens, and was up a couple hours before the sun rose and worked until sunset and just lived that lifestyle. And so those relationships from decades ago, obviously, well, for our audience, it's decades and decades ago, was very natural when we launched VNI to take these products, these category creating wellness products, to those relationships. And so, as I think most people know, the Plain People's communities are big believers in prevention. They're big believers in natural health remedies as well. And they've been a core part of and a significant part of our customer base for many, many years. We've got customers that have been with us since day one in the Amish and Mennonite communities. We've got many of their stores all across the country. We have a specialty retail channel, and many of their stores have been carrying our products for many, many years. So it's just an important part of our history, and also, Joseph, an important part of our future as well. It's every customer is important, but they've been with us since day one. So
Fantastic. I just think that's awesome. And when we're living in a society now where the wellness industry is just, some might say it's overcrowded. So what sets VNI apart, Jeff?
Yeah, we have four pillars that really separate us, and I could go deep in these, but I know for the sake of time, Joseph, I don't want to get in trouble with you here, and we'll maybe circle back some
No,
other
go
time for a
ahead.
follow up. But four key differences. Number one, we have a real R&D team. We've invested millions of dollars in research and development and science. So all of our formulations, all six of them, were created. They're proprietary. They're created in house, and that's unique in this space because most products, even the good ones,
Mhm.
um, companies and brands and executives will go to what's called a contract manufacturer, and they'll say, "Hey, I want a product for fill in the blank. It might be weight loss, weight management. It might be immune health. It might be brain health."
Right.
And that contract manufacturer will pull a recipe off the desk, off the
Mhm.
shelf, and basically tweak a couple things, but it's the same product formulation that they've sold in some cases to 200, 250 other companies. So they're
Okay.
not unique. Our formulas were created in-house by our science team, our R&D team. So that's the first pillar. Second pillar is we only use premium ingredients. I could go deep there, but I'll leave it at that. Premium, many of them patented. Many of those ingredients have their own clinical studies. The third pillar is our proprietary absorption technology. One of our tagline, our main tagline, is nutrition that gets in, and so it's all about what our body can absorb and assimilate. And then number four, the fourth pillar is real clinical science. We've got over 40 peer-reviewed, published clinical studies on human beings. That's a conversation maybe for another day, and that validate that our products deliver impact and results for our customers.
Well, and I think the absorption technology is really key when it comes to this because there are a lot of supplements out there, Jeff, as you know and I know, but the absorption is the key when it comes to them. How much is your body actually getting and using of that? And so that's one of the things I think truly sets you guys apart. Now, another thing is you're deeply rooted in faith. And I want you to share why the faith and your belief in Christ is so important to you guys.
So Bill and Kim, as founders of the company, and again, this was before Jeff Hooks, but we were equally yoked. So when I first met them in early 2016, this was very, very important that we were aligned in our faith. But they love Jesus. Jesus is Lord in their lives. And the name Victory Nutrition International and the mission, our mission is we make you healthier. That's what we wake up every morning, every day, is helping our customers delivering unique proprietary products that will impact our customers' health. And so we look at this, and again, this goes back to the foundation. I will share with your listeners and your viewing audience that Jesus called Bill home way too early.
Mm.
It's about 2.5 years ago. Kim and I still, Kim's very active in the operation side of the business, and we work very closely together. And but the initial vision of Victory was tied to the faith walk, was tied to the hands and feet of Jesus, and helping people walk in victory on this side of eternity with products that can help them live their best life and whatever their calling is with the Lord. And so it was very important. We believe as a company and a brand, and again, this comes straight from Bill's initial vision,
Mhm.
that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And when our bodies are given the proper raw materials, the proper ingredients, the proper resources, the body can do amazing things. And again, that's something we wake up every day and we work hard to deliver on that promise of helping our customers walk in victory, and it's all glory to the Lord. So that's our focus.
I love that. And I think that also means a lot to our Singing News family to know that you are faith-based and that you really care. You got into this not just for a product because you really just you want to help people. You want to see people thrive. And I love that. Now, Jeff, you mentioned your motto, which I love it, nutrition that gets in. So tell me a little bit about what that means to you guys.
Yeah, so our absorption technology is we have intellectual property, we have trade secrets, we have special formulas and everything else. But what really, to your point, to your question, what really separates us at a very deep level is our absorption technology. We call it prodosoming.
Mhm.
Thankfully, I'm not a scientist, so I'm not gonna get into the weeds with everyone and maybe put some of our wonderful listeners and viewers to sleep. But the most important thing is, and you said it yourself, what's on the label is important with any formula. What's on the label is important. We've talked about the formula, we've talked about the ingredients, but as you said earlier, what's most important is what can our body absorb and assimilate? What can be absorbed and assimilated into the bloodstream?
Mhm.
That's where the impact of the formulas is. And so, nutrition that gets in, each one of our formulas has that proprietary absorption technology. We were going to patent it a number of years ago when I first joined as president. We decided not to for a lot of reasons, maybe a conversation for another day, kept it as a trade secret. One of our clinical studies, for example, shows that our liquid Prodovite is absorbed into the bloodstream in 5 minutes or less. So so again, if you look at pharmaceutical spend, for example, in the Western society, if you will, one of the most prominent prevalent remedies is our digestive issues.
Mhm.
So again, if you could take a great supplement, but if your body is not able to absorb and assimilate those nutrients, you're not going to get the results of the payload. You're not going to get the results of the formula. And with us and our absorption technology, once again, as you said, nutrition that gets in, that's one of the key differences, and it's something we're very proud of because it blesses our customers.
Now, not only do you have science and studies that back this up, as you mentioned, on actual humans, which I love that, but there's got to be, Jeff, a testimonial or a story out there of how your products have really helped people. Is there a story that stands out in your mind?
Absolutely. We have thousands of customer stories, as I think your viewers and listeners would expect. The one that's, this is off the cuff, Joseph, but I think the one that's nearest and dearest to me, my mom and dad. My dad's 87. I'm sorry, my mom's 87. My dad's 96.
Oh,
I just
wow.
actually spent two nights ago. I spent with them. I was there in North Carolina, just outside of Winston Salem, and they take two of our products, which I'll mention briefly, but they take Prodovite and Performalite every day.
Mhm.
They're single serves. They mix it in a bottle of water. We call it they call it their concoction. So it's not scientific, but they drink it every single day, and it makes a huge impact. They both have battled, as you would expect, some health issues in their older years. And my dad, a couple times before they got on subscription, and this goes back a couple years ago, they've been on the products for years now, but they ran out of product.
Mm,
They were supposed to kind of give me a week or two heads up, and I'd send them some
right.
more product as a good, loving son. And they ran out of product, and Dad called panicked and literally was like, "Jeff, what can we do?" He's like, well, "Can I meet you halfway?" Because he's still driving at 96. He's like, "Can I meet you halfway in Statesville?" For those of you that know North Carolina, and I'm like, "No, Dad, we'll work it out." So that's my when you have, and again, we've got so many wonderful customer stories. We've got some pretty high impact stories, life changing stories. But for me, the one that just tugs on my heartstrings is the impact that our products have made on my own immediate family and my wonderful elderly parents who are obviously near and dear to my heart.
Now, I can understand how that's the case, and I've even seen some of the testimonials myself of some of the very satisfied clients of Victory Nutrition International. Let me ask you this, because there are so many people, and I've seen stuff on social media and I've seen people through researching about you guys in the past. Not only do they become customers of yours, Jeff, but they become advocates. Like, they believe in your product so much that they're posting about it. They're telling other people about it. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think it's and we're very proud of that. We have we some of our newest customers consistently come from referrals from existing customers.
Hmm.
We have a
Okay.
very simple customer referral model, so we do reward that 20% discount to the new customer and 20% discount to our existing customer, and that'll be true for any members of the Singing News family that want to engage with the products. But I
Wow.
think but to get to your question, it's because our products deliver results, and
Mhm.
when you find a company and a brand that delivers on the promise. And we're not perfect, but we correct our mistakes and we take responsibility. If it's a rare mistake, we'll own it and we'll make it right with the customer, and we've always done that. And so I think people respect that, and the people and the fact that the products deliver results. It's just natural for our customers to share with their loved ones and their friends. Hey, this product has helped me with my focus, with my concentration, with my stress, with my energy level, and you should try it. And we're very proud of that. That's something we steward very intentionally.
Well, whenever you're a consumer, if you're Joseph Reed here and you're looking for a product that works, now you can rather look at multi-million dollar advertising campaigns. Not saying those aren't important, but with VNI, what we've seen mostly is this take off through word of mouth. That's actually real people who have tried the product, who are talking about how it changed their life. And that's very important when it comes to me and the products that I pick up. I want to know what people actually think, not just what all the flashy bells and whistles of an ad campaign is, which I know ad campaigns are important, but I think it's important to mention to everyone watching or listening to this that VNI has such a strong business because of their customers being excited about the results they've gotten. They've told other people about it, which is awesome. So our Singing News family are probably wondering right now how they can get more information and find out more about your products. Jeff, tell us a little bit, if you've got a second, tell us a little bit about your products. You got any there set that you can show us maybe?
I was hoping you'd ask that, Joseph. So real
Yeah,
quick,
because I saw you hold a bottle up a few minutes ago. So,
so for those of you that can see me, and for our listeners, I'll do my best to paint a picture. But we've got six SKUs, really one formula that has two different delivery systems. So we've got Prodovite. The origin of this has been from the Latin proto, to deliver, and vni.life. This is our total cellular health product. We've got a clinical study, for example, one of our clinical studies that our science team presented at Harvard Medical School, that showed that this product restores hemoglobin to red blood cells. And for those of you that might not have a science background like I don't have, that basically hemoglobin is what delivers the oxygen molecule around the body. So it helps oxygenate the body, which has all kinds of benefits to the immune system and cellular energy, et cetera. So this is Prodovite. It comes in liquid. It also comes in a pouch with 30 single serve stick packs. You can add to water, juice, a smoothie. You can take it like a pixie stick, although I don't recommend it. That's not my favorite way, but you can. And that's just my personal preference, but you can add it to anything. And it's the same formula, two different delivery systems, except this doesn't have to be refrigerated. The single serve stick pack is convenient. It's great. It's easy. It's portable, and that way. Then we've got the Perform Light. During the summertime, as we do this interview live, Joseph, Perform Light is a phenomenal product. It's our hydration product. It's got potassium, the electrolytes that everyone would expect. I always tell people this is what some of the big. I'm going to be real careful with my language because I don't want to poke the bear, but this is what some of the big companies pretend to be in terms of hydration. So it's got the potassium, magnesium, and sodium actually sourced from seawater. That you would expect in a good electrolyte product. Plus, it has what we call our recovery blend, which is 30 fruits and vegetables and botanicals that are designed to help with recovery and keep the immune system strong. So this is a great product. When I mentioned mom and dad, the concoction I was referring to, for those of you that can see me, is they take one of the Vitalities, the Prodovite Plus, one of the hydrates, and they mix it in water, and that's what they do once a day. That's all they do. Gives them complete, vitamins and minerals and botanicals. We've got Brain Reward, which has dozens of clinical studies. This is for cognition. I always tell people the Prodovite is fuel for the body, and Brain Reward is fuel for the engine or the computer that runs the body. So its results are focus, cognition, helps reduce stress. It's brain food. It's an amazing. Of course, as a society, we tend to be. I know I'll speak first person. Sometimes I'm not walking in the spirit. I'm getting pulled into all different directions, and I have to do a reset. And Brain Reward helps our customers do that. And so Enzorb is our next to last product that I'll share. It's a metabolic enzyme, and the cliff note behind this is our bodies only have a certain amount of enzymes. They don't make enzymes. The only way we can get enzymes is from raw food, fruits and vegetables. None of us in our food supply, none of us eat enough raw foods, and enzymes are required for every human bodily function, including blinking. So this replenishes enzymes. We've got a clinical study. It's best to take this right before you go to bed.
Mhm.
And our clinical study showed every one of our participants in the clinical had boosted immune strength and reported improved sleep. So that's our Enzor product. And then last but not least, Joseph, this is our metabolic product. I'll call it a weight management fat burning product. It's called Trimrox for those of you that are looking at it on the screen. But Trimrox was created to boost cellular energy, balance cortisol, and balance the body systems, which is tied to stress. And there's all kinds of benefits there. Maybe, again, Joseph, conversation for another day. And also to burn fat, stubborn fat. So we've got a concept validation study that showed those results. And we've got it in a delivery system, which, Joseph, I think you and your team have tried.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very famous candy that pops when you put it in your mouth. And
Yes.
we've got a licensing agreement with that, Trimrox. And so it's a fun tart cherry grape. It's nutritional candy, even though it's got no sugar. And this is our newest member of our product family. So those are our six.
Which we're a big fan of here at Singing News. We love that.
Awesome, awesome.
We love that, man. I think that this is just a perfect way for people who are listening here to just get the nutrition they need to contact VNI. So where can our listeners or viewers go to find out more information, not only about a promotional offer, but also maybe they need some help on which product to pick or which products to pick?
Okay, perfect. So please go to our website is VNI, as in Victory Nutrition International, vni.life / singing news. So vni.life / singing news. And we put together a great offer, Joseph, for your listening and viewing community, really just exclusively for Singing News listeners and viewers, just as a thank you for your support and for our belief and enthusiasm for what you're doing, spreading Southern gospel and spreading the word and being the hands and feet of Jesus, not just around the country, but really around the world. And so we've got a special offer, a 20% discount on any of our products. So you can go to vni.life / singing news. The discount code is SN, obviously for Singing News. So SN 2020 OFF, SN 20 OFF. And you'll get a 20% discount on any of the products, one product, two products, any of the products you want to try. And that's just our special thank you for Joseph, for you and your community. We're delighted in this partnership.
Man, it's vni.life and then / singing news. And then you can look, guys, trust me. These, as a matter of fact, I've got the hydration in my cabinet right now, Jeff. I run every day. I'm very active, and I can't stress enough to our listeners and viewers of how important it is to stay hydrated, just for general health. And if a lot of people are dehydrated, Jeff, and they don't even know it, but if you have a product on hand that you're taking on a daily basis that's keeping you hydrated, you don't have to worry about that. You can just move on with your daily life. And I think it's so important. These products mean a lot to us at Singing News. They mean a lot to me, and I know they mean a lot to you guys, Jeff. So as we wrap up here, let's talk about legacy here, because you mentioned earlier how long you guys have been in existence, how hard you've worked to get here, and how hard you continue to work. So what legacy do you want to leave behind? And not only that, but what is the future for VNI?
So we want a great question. We want to, and by the way, if you want additional information, when you go to vni.life / singing news, you'll see the chat pop up. That's not just, it's our customer care team, but also you
That's
have
right.
access to our
I love
science
that.
team. If you have
Yes.
questions, our customer care team will facilitate that. And then
Yes.
at the very bottom of our website, any page of our website, you can't miss it. You'll see support, and then contact us, and you'll see all the various ways to get in touch with us. So we'll make sure that the listening and viewing audience gets all the support they need, get your questions answered, to engage. And so back to legacy, we know, as I mentioned earlier, our mission statement, and this was something that was prayerfully created years ago, actually several months before Bill passed. So I brought in a consultant. He did a vision, mission, core values exercise with our entire corporate team. And that mission statement was through weeks of prayer and discernment, we make you healthier. And so our mission is to get these unique proprietary formulas in the hands of as many people as we can, just to bless them. And we the legacy we want to have is the legacy we want for Bill, but ultimately the kingdom legacy is we want to have done our part to be the hands and feet of Jesus and to positively impact people's health so that whatever calling they have from the Lord, they can do and be their very best version on this side of eternity.
I love that. For nutrition that gets in, folks, vni.life/singing news. You get all the details. I'm so glad, Jeff, that you mentioned of how people can contact you, various ways for them to contact you, and to just find out if they, sometimes it's the smallest questions, it seems to us, but you guys, there's no question too small. You want to help people, and I love that about you guys, and I appreciate you sharing your company with us and sharing your products with us. And I encourage everybody take advantage of that offer now. It's vni.life/singing news. And you can look at not only all the products there, but you can also get that discount by SN20 off. The letters SN, the numbers 20 and off for that 20% discount, which we appreciate, Jeff. I thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you'll come back soon and talk to us more. Maybe we can get into each product even a little bit deeper.
Thank you for having me, Joseph, and I'd welcome that opportunity. You just let me know when.
It's Jeff Hooks of VNI Victory Nutrition International. I'm Joseph Reed, and this is Singing News.